Portland be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
Oh, we are live in prime time. What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando, alongside the one and only Art Edwards. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm making it.
All right.
I'm
going to try and cheer you up and get through this for you, okay? Because what a weekend it was in sports. But we got to lead with our best video. So here it is. Merritt Paulson, I see you dancing after the Timbers 6-1 victory last night. He would not be the only one celebrating this weekend, so let's get to it. Nice moves, Merritt. Okay, let's time travel. Let's go way back into time. 1960, Elvis was at the top of the charts. The Flintstones premiered in prime time.
Love that show.
Eisenhower was president. And a gallon of gas, 31 cents.
Yep.
Art, what were you doing around that time?
I was 2 years old.
Say what? So we got you on something finally.
Yeah.
Or do you remember?
I do not remember
60.
60.
Okay, cool.
Don't remember it.
Well, that was a nice little refresher for everyone then. That was also the last time, Art, that the Beavers won at USC. It was a streak of 24 games that spanned more than 22,000 days.
That's a lot of days.
The Beavers snapped that streak, crushing USC at the Coliseum 45-27. And the Beavers have a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Chance Nolan. Tossed 3 of his 4 touchdowns in the first half, completing 15 of 19 passes, 213 yards. 5 of them went to Tyjon Lindsey for over 100 yards. Nolan did throw his first 2 interceptions of the season, but overall, Chance Nolan delivered. You feeling that, Art?
I'm feeling it. You know what? He might be right now the best quarterback in the Pac-12.
Ow! That is saying something, man.
Yep.
Well deserved. Okay, well, that was all set up by the run game.
Yes.
Oregon State ran all over USC, punishing them at the line of scrimmage. They chalked up 322 yards on the ground. BJ Baylor, he did the heavy lifting, 158 yards. Well, Camus Papermaker, Jack Coletto, he scored twice.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, absolutely. You remember him?
I do remember him.
They put him in and he does it all.
He just bulldozes.
Okay, so that was plenty of work for the OSU defense. Shutting out USC in the third quarter, and that's when the Beavers really took over the game. They won the turnover battle, forcing 4 of them. 3 of them were interceptions, and that is a recipe for success. Coletto even managed to get an interception, man. So the Beavers win their first conference opener since 2013. So, Art, let's go inside the locker room, courtesy of Oregon State football.
Hey, you earned this. You guys earned this. But hear this. We ain't done yet.
That gets me fired up, Art.
I love it.
I get the chills when I see those type of moments.
Oh, man, that's great.
The Beavers now 3-1. They're halfway home to a bowl game.
Oh, yeah.
And they could be going for more just looking at this schedule. Art, your thoughts looking at that schedule?
Well, this schedule lines up great for them because, you know what, there are more wins than losses on the rest of that schedule, the way teams are playing. I mean, this is just huge for them.
Art, you pointed out that last game for me. And you said, can you imagine?
Could they be playing to see who wins the Pac-12 North?
That is incredible to think about.
Yes,
and Oregon State has done just that. You know this means a lot to Jonathan Smith and company.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Okay, Art, let's switch gears because we know that was one of those statement victories for Jonathan Smith.
Yep.
Check this out. Sam with the ultimate selfie, cooler than a polar bear's toenails.
Okay.
Big Boy and Andre 3000, the legendary outcast at Autzen Stadium. Big Boy's son, Cross Patton, a member of the third-ranked Oregon Ducks. The more you know there, Art, I'm going to get you locked into some outcasts.
Man, I had no idea.
As expected, the Ducks crushed the winless Arizona Wildcats 41-19. Oregon was good early and late. That was enough to hand Arizona its 16th consecutive loss. Anthony Brown Jr. back from injury, threw for 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, Art, Oregon forced 5 interceptions. Safety Bennett Williams had 2 of them, including a pick 6. The performance earned him the Walter Camp National FBS Player of the Week.
Deserving.
Absolutely. And on the other hand, Arizona, though, hung around. It was a 1-possession game in the 4th quarter. And the Pac-12's worst rushing offense had 202 yards.
Wow.
Well, Oregon's offense was stagnant, took their foot off the gas in the 2nd quarter, and then they were shut out in the 3rd. So here's head coach Mario Cristobal on that part of the game.
But the stuff in between is the stuff that we continually we got to get better. It's the bottom line. There's too many inconsistencies in the middle there that we should be and can be better at. So we got to go to work.
And we've got an injury update. Kayvon Thibodeau made his first appearance since he sprained his ankle in the opener. Coach Cristobal said Thibodeau was on load management for about 10 plays. They feel good about him this week. So that's a positive sign for one of their best players. Noah Sewell, who had 14 tackles, he got dinged up, but Coach Cristobal said it is nothing serious. Art, any concerns as the Ducks get ready for Stanford next week?
Yeah, you know what, I am concerned a bit. The offense isn't really dynamic. I mean, they get the job done. They're not making mistakes. But what I want to see is for them just to really blow up and just really do the job, put it out of reach early, not have to worry about it.
Because the standard for the Ducks being 4-0, ranked 3rd in America, is we want to see them clobber teams. We're all about style points in a lot of ways. And I thought we were going to see that,
I thought so,
especially
too.
in the 1st quarter, just putting the foot on the gas and scoring early.
Yeah, and at some point this season, they're going to need some style points. Early, like it is right now, not so much. But when they get to the last third of the season, they're going to have to put it on some people.
Right, or if they're down in a game, can they come back?
Can they turn it on and get back? Yeah.
But they're 4-0, and they shouldn't apologize for winning that game.
Don't apologize for that.
They're taking care of business. That's what they're supposed to do. Art, did you see this weekend, man? And they didn't even have to offer free beer. Great turnout at Hillsborough Stadium. Portland State kicking off conference play against 13th-ranked Montana State. Vikings flexing early. Davis Alexander on the money to Nate Bennett. What a catch. To the top floor, my man. Vikings took a 10-3 lead at that point, but Montana State took over in the 2nd half, and they get the dub 30-17. That is a tough Montana State squad.
Yes, it is.
So, Art, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they've been so good about bouncing back after a loss historically. They've owned the Vikings over the past decade. Sounds like a win,
Recipe for a win.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Plus, we shine the spotlight on a kicker. Something went really bad or really good. In this case, it was epic. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to Sports Sunday. It is early in the season, but the Seattle Seahawks are looking up from the bottom of the NFC West. Seattle in Minnesota to play the Vikings, a team they have dominated over the last decade. The Seahawks, they started strong. First drive ends with a touchdown. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. You know these two. That's what they do. Seattle looked like they had control in the 2nd quarter. How about we put this one on the ground? Chris Carson. He gone. 30-yard touchdown run. Seahawks had a 17-7 advantage. But this is Seattle, and that means they're not putting anyone away. The Vikings rally behind Kirk Cousins, connected with Adam Thielen. That cut the lead to 3. Minnesota took a 21-17 lead in the half, and that was it. The Vikings defense held the Seahawks scoreless in the 2nd half. Cousins threw 3 touchdown passes. Minnesota wins 30-17. It's the Vikings' first win over the Seahawks in 12 years. It's the 2nd week the Seahawks have blown a double-digit lead.
You just have to stay the course. We're a good offense. We can do a lot of great things. It's going to be challenging sometimes. It's not going to be you're not going to be able to score every single time necessarily.
This is a really long season. There's a lot of games to be played, and we got to make sure that we get right and get better and improve and make some adjustments so that it doesn't look the same as it did. We need to see 4 quarters consistent football enough to get a win, and We didn't have it today. It wasn't there.
Art, what are your biggest concerns about Seahawks?
Well, they barely had the ball in the second half today. That was bad news. But it's just like it was last year, where they're not able to hold leads. Last year, they came through. So far this year, they're having some trouble with that.
Yeah, they've got to figure stuff out on defense.
Yes.
That secondary right now, there are issues with that team.
And they got the 49ers next week.
Oh, I know you're looking forward to that one.
yeah.
Almost must-win territory for the Seahawks.
Almost.
All right, time to take our weekly trip around the NFL. Some amazing action this week. We start in Kansas City. I'm talking about the Missouri one. The Chiefs hosting the Chargers. Justin Herbert, you're familiar with his work.
Oh, yeah.
And he won the duel of top-notch quarterbacks. That touchdown pass, 32 seconds left, sent the Chargers to a 30-24 victory. Herbert threw 4 touchdown passes. First time Chiefs are below 500 since 2015.
Ooh. Hey, we're going to make the trip to the Motor City, my old stomping ground. The Lions and the Ravens. The Lions looking for their first win of the season. Yeah, the Lions would be denied on a record-setting effort, just like Detroit. Justin Tucker, he made an NFL record 66-yard field goal. It hit the crossbar, bounced up, and bounced over. It topped the 64-yard field goal that Matt Prater made for Denver back in 2013. Ravens win it 19-17.
If you're going to break a record, do it in dramatic fashion.
Do
just
it,
like
yeah.
that. We make the trip to Southern California. Matchup of the day, Rams hosting the Super Bowl champs, Bucs. The Rams and new quarterback Matthew Stafford, outstanding. Stafford threw for 343 yards, 4 touchdowns. Rams take down the Buccaneers 34-24. First loss for Tampa Bay. The Rams stay unbeaten. Time to talk fantasy football for a minute. Let's bring in the host of the Locked On Fantasy Football podcast, as well as NFL writer with the Sporting News, Vinny Iyer. Vinny, let's get down to business. Who are your heroes and zeros?
Well, if you're waiting for your quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, you invested a lot of draft capital in them. They delivered 4 touchdowns each for those young guns, 358-4 for Josh Allen against the Washington football team. Justin Herbert outdoing Patrick Mahomes at 281-4. And Matthew Stafford, that Rams offense continues to roll. He's part of the 4-touchdown club as well in that big win over the Buccaneers.
Any of those zeros you'd like to point out?
Yeah, Daniel Jones had a big couple weeks and then gets the Falcons defense and doesn't do anything. The Patriots, Damian Harris, that whole running game, James White went down. That was also really frustrating to see. So tough game for the Patriots losing to the Saints, and their offense simply not looking good here early in the season.
All right, Vinny, let's switch gears and take a look at the waiver wire. Who are some of the guys we should be looking to pick up this week?